What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Cut the Crap. I'm your host, Christian, here with my main man, Rex and Steven. How's it going today, fellas?
Not too bad. And yourself?
Another day in paradise, Steven.
The pause.
I know I was like, damn, I want to see who's going to answer first, but Steven sat there. I was like, nope, I'm letting Rex answer.
No, because I think you directed
pause.
me to do something. I don't even know. But
How you doing, Steven?
Another day in paradise, bro.
That's not a Jets hat, is that?
Oh, what?
It looks.
Yeah, bye.
It looks green. It looks green.
Nah, your eyes are bugging, bro. First of all,
doesn't it look green, Rex?
Don't ever disrespect me.
Okay. No disrespect, because I don't care either or. But I can see from the lighting, and maybe it's because of the fade that you have in the background, so you blur the background. It does kind of a little smidge, but it's a Raiders, so.
Don't ever disrespect me.
All right, my bad.
I saw the bunch of lettering, and I said that's not. It doesn't take that many words to spell Jets unless they changed something this season.
We're in the Jets hat, but I will shout them out because let me say something. Yo, their new uniforms are fire. I seen them on TV the other day. I was like, oh wow, they actually look good. Like, I'll give that. Fuck the Jets though.
That's you. The black ones you're talking about?
Bro, their whole new uniform setup.
I don't like the white ones. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. That white with the green stripes on the side.
You're a trash ass Cowboys fan, anyway.
I am. Anyways, we signed Dez Bryant back 4 years.
Dez Bryant, look at this motherfucker in the
Dez Bryant. Oh my god. Ah shit. He caught the ball, all right? That's why. I'm still thinking about the catch, all right? He caught it.
Actually, dead ass, you guys actually brought him back?
No, we didn't bring Dez Bryant back.
Lamb,
it was
bro.
CD Lamb. $136 million guaranteed.
Oh, they finally paid him, Jerry?
Yeah.
Jerry finally paid him?
He finally, well, not the full thing guaranteed, but like it was $136 million deal over 4 years. It was like $60 million.
So
he's
here's
the second highest paid wide receiver now in the NFL.
Of course. Here's the funny thing. So where I work, one of the parts guys that comes to deliver parts is a Cowboys fan too. And this shit's so funny. We were laughing, and I said to him before you go, I said, I don't know, Jerry just has a thing about paying niggas late. Like,
bro, wait. So your boy your boy in Canada's a Cowboys fan?
There's Cowboy fan everywhere.
Cowboys fans are everywhere, bro. That's why we're America's team, bro. We're the whole Northern America.
No, you guys are the COVID of football, okay? You guys just spread, come in different variants.
Bro, what are you talking about?
You guys just have different reactions to things.
Bro. What are you talking about? This is our year.
But at the end of the day, y'all are sick. Okay.
Whatever. I just looked at the Cowboys schedule, and I'm telling you now, we're about to go 11 and 5. 11 and 6, I mean.
11 and 6. Real quick. You ever seen Chappelle's show? Both of you?
Of course.
Yeah, wrap it up. We're done talking about the Cowboys. On to the topic. Fuck the Cowboys.
That's fun.
Fuck your Raiders.
All right, so let me pull it up.
Let me pull up. This episode today is brought to you by the wonderful Canadian, our friend down here, or up north, we should say, Mr. Rex. He had a good topic he wanted to talk about. Rex, take it away, my good sir.
Yeah, so our topic today is the differences and experiences living in a single parent / dual parent household. And the reason why is I was saying that the other day, a couple weeks ago, over here we had our one of our long weekends. It was Caravana and Rip Fest. So my pops, who lives out in Montreal, he said he decided to come down. Normally comes, I think he kind of makes it a thing now to come down every year, and like we hang out. So growing up, I only lived with my mother, and during the summer between, like, I want to just say kindergarten to like grade 8, not even, I don't think in high school, I used to go in the summer to go see my dad, and then I go to New York and see my grandparents and stuff like that. So I basically grew up in essentially with my mom, single parent household. But what was nice about that weekend was getting to see them, because there's no beef between them at all. So it was just nice to see like my parents, even at the big age of 30, like just to conversate and hang out. And as a child, or I seen this meme where it's like your inner child like happy when you make purchases or do things like as an older person. So it was kind of like the same thing, like whereas just being an older person, the inner child in me was very happy to just see their parents interact in a positive manner. And it just like I said, it was really cool. So it just made me want to share that and like to talk about it with everyone else and see where their perspective lies in it, with like a single parent. Like I had no issue with it at all, but I do understand, like, depending on who you lived with, right? Like, um having a father figure or having, like, that mother figure as well, and the differences and the certain things that are lacking. Because it is true, right? When you are missing that parent, like, your parent can provide for you in many of a sense, but there's just certain things that they obviously can't do for you in that regard, right? Where the two parent household reigns supreme. However, I've also heard in my own other people experience, excuse me, of some two parent households not being as successful and beneficial. But again, right, everybody has their own lives with it, and that's, I think, to me, that's the beautiful thing about it, is just the journey of it all. So again, I just wanted to hear from y'all and see where your heads are at, or how you guys grew up. I
Couldn't hear
think you might be mudded.
Christian.
I was my fault. I was.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna
He's
let
okay.
Steven go next.
I
Go
knew it.
ahead.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Nah,
about how to answer this, so I want Steven to go first.
I guess I'm the minority for the sake of this conversation.
You are.
Like I was telling my parents got divorced when I was 18. I was already like, I mean, I still lived at home, but I was just, to me, it was like, yeah, whatever. Like I didn't.
Mhm.
But apparently,
Mhm.
my brother, it's had like tragic effects on him. He has daddy issues. I haven't talked to my brother probably in like 5 years or some shit like that.
Why haven't you talking to your
Interesting.
brother, Steven?
I will keep my
Therapist over here.
my my humble opinions. I don't want to get canceled for in the age of cancel culture. Nah, bro. Entitlement, bro. Like that ass my brother, he's been given everything. And he
Which one are we
feels
talking about?
the youngest one.
Okay.
No, he's entitled, bro. The little kid's entitled. He feels like something's owed to him. Like I don't know, motherfucker. Like I'm the brother that tells him the only thing that anybody on this planet Earth is owed, and that's rich, poor, fat, skinny, black, white, whatever, is death. That's literally the only thing a human being in this on Earth is entitled to, and that's a factual statement. I'm sorry, it is. Um,
Spoken like a true eldest child. I
bro,
know. Yeah. You
hundred
ever see
percent,
Malcolm in the Middle?
bro.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
see Malcolm in the Middle.
Of
It's
course,
true though.
bro.
Like the family, like sometimes the dynamic does change, but like the eldest is the stone wall, right? Then the second kind of can get lost, and then the third is ultimately the baby. So they have, they're different. They say parenting doesn't come with like, rules and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's just how, your parents just want. They're strict on the first because they don't know how to parent. Then they realize they can kind of lax, but again, it all depends on the dynamic, right? Because like I got three sisters, um, both on each side, and it's like I'm the eldest in uh with my mom's side, but on my dad's side, I have an oldest and a younger. Mind you, like we don't like they don't live together, but still, again, just that dynamic you can see, and then you kind of fit in even still. Like I notice where I go depending on what side, or I'm either like the leader, I kind of slip to second child. So it's very interesting.
Nah, in his case, I mean, I tell my parents all the time is they stopped sending them to the Caribbean early on, man, because I was born in the Dominican Republic. I was, pretty much like my parents did a lot of sacrifices. Like, we're
Hmm.
the first generation immigrants that we, moved into somewhere in New York, and we lived together with extended family. Everybody just trying to save money to better their lives. So like, I feel like my two younger brothers, they get a little bit lost and didn't see like what my parents had to do.
Yeah, they weren't
But
there for that. Like they weren't around.
nah, bro, they were
Yeah, yeah.
by the time my youngest brother was born, which we lived in a single family home with an in-ground pool, dude. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, you see, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
never
yeah.
lived
You,
never lived in an
yeah,
apartment or something.
Damn,
yeah.
And
He wasn't shooting with
good, bro.
you,
He had it
Jim.
good.
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
for real.
nah, but like realistically, I know a big part of the rift came because my dad would always reach out, bro. My dad's not an absent father. My
Hmm.
dad always, bro, he was available even when he left the house. Like my father he made sure we were good. Like my dad, like bro, he was when he divorced my mom. Like the dude be eating ramen and he worked a second job, but he always paid more than what child support would have had. So I know like a big rift came probably at like one point we were having a serious conversation, me and my younger brother. And I was like, we went to school that was not the greatest school, but I was like, hey, you go to school with a bunch of people whose dads aren't there, because they're in jail. Like, and he tried to compare that shit to like my dad being out in the military to somebody's like being raised without a dad in jail. I'm like, how do you even get there? And then he pretty much, well, oh, that's his choice that he chooses to be in the military. Motherfucker, you had to provide for you, little ungrateful shit. Like, bro, and like when at the end, like my dad's retirement ceremony, like I would look at like they started listing like all the deployments. He was gone for more in my childhood than he was the other two. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers got some audacity, dog. But I said, like me, I mean, both of my parents and my parents now, like after a couple of years, they get along. Like my mom hangs out with my dad's family, like probably more than my dad. And we're always at the events, like they just stay in their lane.
I feel that. That is definitely interesting to hear. Um, with that, I guess growing up in a single family is just a little bit different. Single family household. Um, I don't take nothing away from growing up in a single family household, though. I thought, and I don't know about you, Rex, but I know for me, it taught me a lot of things. First thing it taught me, I want to feel, is more independence. As a child, um, being raised by just my mom and then my brother coming along, I had to develop a sense of responsibility, what I was in charge of, what I had to do at an early age. I remember me going to school, elementary school, third grade, walking home and having to make lunch, which was either freaking waffles or frozen pizza, spaghetti and meatballs out the can, and then my mom coming home making dinner, and sometimes her working nights, and same thing. I had to cook my own thing, and lived in a single bedroom apartment where the living room ended up turning into my bedroom, and it's different. You learn a lot of things. I feel like you grow up faster. Go ahead,
Oh
Steve.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what was your preference for that oven pizza? Because I got my special shout out on this one.
Honestly, I don't know what happened, but I blank out a lot of my childhood. So I can't tell you what type of pizza it was, but I do know it was just I threw it in the oven. It was I know it was thin, those thin sliced pizzas and
Bro, hell yeah, those Totino's pizza, they still
Tostitos.
hit
That's
up.
what it's called. As soon as you said
Yeah.
it was like, yep. But it was the
Yo, some
thin ones. You know what I'm talking about. I
yo,
think
some
those were the
Totino,
only ones back then. I mean,
yo, some
DiGiorno came out. I feel like, or at least I discovered DiGiorno not until I was like 1920. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
some
feel
rich.
like DiGiorno
That's some high
was around when we
quality.
were
That's some
kids.
high
So
quality
yeah,
um,
pizza, frozen pizza.
some
you know,
Totino's with me out, yo,
Yeah,
with some Kool-Aid
Totino.
and hot sauce, bro.
yeah.
I'd
Now don't
text
get me
my
wrong. I used to go see my dad on the weekends and all that, and
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
come out and see me for like sporting events and stuff like that. Um, I got to see my grandma. I was in my family. I was the first grandchild. So
Hmm.
on both sides of the no, not both sides, just on my dad's side. So like it was a
Yeah.
it was a really, really, really big deal. I was really spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. Even when my brother was born, I was spoiled, and he always says it. But I think that
you
was the
you
biggest
were the
thing for
first
me.
grandson.
Yeah, I was the first grandson.
What a
I was the first grandson, and then
disappointment.
my kids are the first grandkids in my family.
Mm.
Yeah, nah, me
Yeah,
too. Same
So
thing with me.
I feel
so
that.
it's
Yeah.
like they're just like a big thing for that. So
Hmm. Yeah, no, I and
I will say
mhm.
real quick. Sorry, that was a
Yeah,
pro I
yeah,
had
yeah.
listed. I would say one of the cons though I have is emotional strain. I do have some emotional issues, with that growing up like that. I've seen counseling and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
I got to get it. I
Nah, you real
really
for
have to
that.
get into
Yeah.
deep counseling because the counseling I do is always like through EAP through my job. So they give you like the free 7 sessions, and they always like,
Mhm.
oh, we're gonna scratch the top of it, and then at the end they're like, yeah, I don't want to get too deep into this because you really need to see somebody deeper for some of this stuff, and it's just like I'm not gonna go through looking for somebody to have to pay and then talk about it. I just like whatever, but
But
I
the,
do know I have some emotional strain.
I'm not a licensed therapist by any means, but I feel a lot of closure for your childhood, especially as a man. You have to go back and look at it now. You see what you have to unblock those, and then look at it from an adult perspective.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's hard. I've tried that though. I tried doing that. Because
Nah,
it's funny. The
bro. Like,
therapist said the same thing. I'm like, but like, there's certain
no,
things I just black out on. Like, I can't remember.
it takes time, and for someone like yourself, it's, I would say, I don't know, I guess in the most respectful way is that, like, it's repressed, right? So it's things that how you as a person, you know what I mean, internalize it. So it's really for you to discover what you need to do, right? And for
Mm.
me, I think that's the as I always like to call it, the beautiful part of the session, right? Where you get to learn really about yourself and to, you know, overcome whatever it may be. Because I feel all of that, right? Like I said, for me, just like you, I feel that, like, growing up, we've always like lived in, like, community housing and all that kind of stuff. And my mom's done a great job. Like, I can never take that away for her. And you can say like, oh, how I would be if I had two parents or not, but I've grown up in a single parent, and for me, I preferred it. I got to grow up faster. I was a lot more just like you, more mature. I have my younger sister here, so from like, I wanna say grade 6, so 12, 13, I was taking her to daycare when my mom would go to work in the morning, you know, I was just there for my mom, whatever she needed. When the summer, I was home, for the before I would leave and stuff like that.
Mm.
I would go, I would go get, like, groceries, keep the house, like, tip-top shape, whatever needed to be done. But then what was interesting with my life is that I had kinda, like, even though I really did truly grow up in a single parent household, but, I basically had two-step parents, right? So I had one with my younger sister, stepdad, and then my stepmom in Montreal. So it's very interesting because growing up, um, he was around and he was a solid guy. And then I don't know, he just fell to the wayside after that. So it's a kind of a on-site thingy when we see him. I worked at a security club one time, or I was doing security at this club, and he showed up, and I was just kind of waiting for him to act up. And I'm a really passive guy, or I'm really chill, really like peaceful. But he really gets my gears going because he says things to get under your skin, and he's a Jamaican man, so like they know what they're doing. Like they're very vicious in that sense, and so he's lucky because I could have dealt with him then, but I'm on the job. It's not worth it. I was just waiting to kind of give me a reason. But the other times that we've had kind of conflict, um, he's kind of run off, and I'm not gonna go find him. You know what I mean? Like it's not that energy is not worth it. And then with my stepmom is interesting because she was always awful. I've always said that I kind of had like a Cinderella stepmother. And when I came into high school, my mom had asked my dad to get like bus tickets, and at the time it was maybe like 20 bucks, whatever. And so my dad kind of like tweaked out a bit over it. And I was like, it's like a movie. Like I was in the kitchen, like in the back, like I heard the phone, like I was just standing there by the door, like I was there. And she turned around and she's like, like I was able to make an informed decision on how I felt and whatever. So after that, I really didn't. I think for like 6 years, I didn't talk to him. But that also came with everything else that built up with it. Like everybody knew that my stepmom was a d bag, and like,
I was about to say that
um,
he's
yeah,
the one to
like
blame for that, though. Like
now here's
one
the
thing,
now, yeah. Mm-hmm.
One thing is if like if she was an asshole to like your grandmother, your aunts and shit, but
Yeah.
like as a man and a woman, like
Yeah.
parents in general,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel that kids got to be put like if you can't get along with my kids, I can't get along with you.
Yeah. Like,
So
and it was like all she was like an ass to anyone that wasn't his kid. So like my oldest stepsister wasn't around. Right. I won't say anything because I don't want to, traditional Caribbean, whatever, handlings, dealings wouldn't happen, at that time growing up. So after that, I think her mother had found out with a certain situation, and then, you know, she's not there. We still talk. I think I seen her like a handful of years ago. Um, but she's kind of hard to miss and or hard to find, and it's kind of his fault because of the negligence. But you're right about that because I used to cry a lot. I used to like, and I would not know, and even for myself I wouldn't know why, but it was just her energy. I just knew that like I'm gonna be around someone that's gonna be like a dick to me for no reason, right? Like I try to be nice as possible, all that kind of stuff, just be a good kid. Like I wasn't like a bad child, so it was just very confusing. Like you want something that I can't even give you, and I shouldn't be, and it's funny because me and my dad a few times had like try to have this talk, and make a long story short, after the 6 years, I kind of came to after talking with my grandma about it, and you know, um, it's kind of like what you said earlier. Steven, is that like when you become a man and you kind of go through your own trials and tribulations, it helps pull back the kid like blinders on things, and it made things a bit easier to accept and digest because I was able to relate. I used what I know and relate in my own sense. And so after that, we kind of became cool. But a really funny story is that I remember when I was going up for the first time, I said, like I'm a grown man now. I was 19, grown man now. And I said, like my stepmom can't do nothing to me. Like if she tries to do any of that, like I'm put through a wall, whatever, like I had size. So I was like you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be able to do anything to me. And I wouldn't do that obviously, but the fact like that's how I felt, that like primal instinct of protecting myself, right? Is that you can't talk to me the way that you talked to me years ago. Like there's no way. You have to look up at me now and try to pull that bullshit that you used to do. But when I got there, uh, I think she has vertigo. And when I seen her, she was like in bed, like looking like mad sick. And all that like testosterone went out the window. And I said, like you're better than that. So like you came here kind of charged up, whatever. But at the end of the day, you weren't going to do shit. But to see that, you're like kind of like karma in that sense. And when I went to go up to see him last year, it's funny because we're in the car to go pick up my sister, and they're divorced. They're not together, right? So really and truly, what the conversation was is he had his child, and he needed to do what he had to do for her while trying to keep his relationship mended with his other kids. And it's tough, and I understand. And he explained that to me as and someone that with an older brain could really like reel it in. I said, I get it from that perspective. So it's like I said, it's funny because when we went to go pick her up, he said, you know, your stepmom's there. Do you want to say hi? And I said, of course. Like I like again, like I put that all past because I'm, literally and figuratively like a bigger person. So I was just like, and to me, I became better for it. And just like these as I call it, adventures and things of growing up in, the different households, it just made me just like the way who I am. And I think I wouldn't change it. You know what I mean? Just for all the things that I had, it's like I wouldn't change it because I think I'd be a fucking weirdo with any slight difference than I am now.
Nice. Nice. I have a question for Steven. Because this is what they always say is a pro for people growing up in single families, but it's a con for people in with two parents. Did you ever feel like you did not get a chance to spend enough time with either parent? Because they say as a con, having two parents or as a pro for a single family like us growing up with just one parent,
Mhm.
you spend time with that one parent a lot where you build that
Yeah.
bond. And they say when
Bond,
you
yeah,
live in
yeah.
a two-parent household, you normally build a bond with more one parent than you do the other. Is that
Yeah.
true?
For me, nah.
So you built a bond with both of them evenly,
Yeah,
you would say? There
yeah,
wasn't
so,
one more favorite than the other?
not like lately, but like before, like
No, not
yeah,
now. We're talking about when you were
no,
growing up.
yeah. But I'm saying no, but that translates to how you get when you're older. But even now, like I
Mm-hmm.
talk to both of my
Yeah.
parents at least 4 or 5 times a week, like both of
Mm-hmm.
them. My dad's more of a texter. My mom's on the phone, so my dad's easy just to shoot a meme or some shit. But see, even if I don't respond, I know it's there. My mom is more of a phone call. Like I gotta call my mom. So I mean, both. Like I said, I talked to both of them, bro. Me and my brother that's right after me too. Like I said, we're the ones that we were raised, going back and forth between Dominican Republic, New York, Virginia. Like if my dad was deployed, we'd be with my grandma or some shit. So not like my brother that's my mom's favorite child, the second one. So for him, I guess he'd be like, yeah, my mom. But I used to always spend time with my dad because we like sports and shit. So
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you had said shoot. I just drew a blank where I was going with this. Hold on.
my dad, but also my dad's Dominican, but he's American. He was raised in New
Oh, I
York from the
remember where I'm
70s and
going.
the 80s. And so like for all American things, it was
Oh, he's
always
really American.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
80s
So
New York? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
like my dad
yeah, yeah.
he skipped school and
And
shit
I
to go watch.
want to be an American.
Like he was skipping school and shit to like go see Star Wars and shit. But
Nice.
he moved
Yeah,
back to DR when he was in like 14 or 15 or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Um but anything like American related stuff, it was always more with my dad. And then my mom, my mom barely spoke English. So I'm the only one of my
which
brothers.
surprises me because she speaks English really good too. So
I tell her that. She don't believe that shit. I tell her
she
that shit
speaks
all the
English
time.
really good. Question though, why do moms always want phone calls? Because you said that, and I started laughing because my mom's the same way. She rather the good phone call conversation. She don't like to really text. I'm just like,
But I'm like, you'll have more contact with me day to day if you text
exactly.
me.
Mhm.
I'm
She'd
like,
be like, it's been 2 days. You haven't called me. I could be dead. I'm like, well, you're texting me. Obviously, you're not dead.
that's how my mom be too. But
I'm
it's
like,
like,
yo.
yeah. But
Is
at
your
the
mom
time,
like that, Rex?
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
prefers phone calls.
my mom isn't a texter. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
you gotta call that lady.
but at the
Yeah.
time that I leave the house, like I'm like, I'll talk to anybody while I'm in the car. But I'm leaving the house at like 6 o'clock in the morning. You're not gonna be awake.
yeah.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
call my dad at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's awake, usually speaking. Or I should like
Yeah.
he'll be. Hey, I'll see like in our family WhatsApp group. He's already said good morning, so I know he's awake. But like after I get off work, I really don't like driving home and talking to anybody.
I'm the
I
same
Mm-hmm.
way.
drive
Yeah.
thoughts, you know what I'm saying? But on the way to
Mm-hmm.
work, I'll talk to whoever.
And my wife
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, we were talking." I was like, "Okay, got nothing else to say. I'm gonna hang up with you." She was like, "Or we could stay on the phone and not say anything." And I'm just like, "Or I can hang up and listen to music." She was like, "You rather listen to
Yeah.
music than talk to me?" I was like, "Well, we don't got nothing to say right now, so yeah." So that was a funny thing. I don't know. I'm the
Or
same way. That when
finger
I'm going
trap
home,
old relationship right there.
yeah, when I go home, I rather have the music on, just relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the morning, I'm
I'm
the
like
same way.
that,
I could
yeah.
talk to anybody all morning, but
Mm-hmm.
actually, not really. I prefer to listen to my talk show in the morning. Oh,
I was gonna say podcast, but that kind of helps with like the phone call in a sense, right? Because it's kind of
yeah, definitely.
depending on, like you said, who you speaking with, right? You can kind of get that same kind of vibe more on an interactive basis. But yeah, home time, I'm putting the music on blast, and I'm getting home. I'm getting home. Excuse me.
So Rex, I had mentioned about one of the cons that I had
Yeah.
as a single parent. What's one of the cons you had? Because you mentioned you're pro, but what's one of the
Yeah,
cons?
yeah. One of the cons I would say is and it's kind of sucky because I think it's kind of innate, but you kind of look you would look for the opposing figure, and you kind of go looking up the wrong tree every time. So like for me, like I said, my dad wasn't around, so I've had, I looked up to Derek Jeter, Tom Brady, you know, any other father figures or male figures that were around. You kind of like, if they kind of gave you, an umpteenth more of attention, you kind of then latch on to them because like to me that's like they're around and stuff like that. So Just in the sense, I guess also for me, I'm very social. So in that interactive state, I kind of done that a few times, and then you're kind of just defeated because you're just like, damn, like you shouldn't have to be doing this, and you don't know why you're doing this because it's like again, you don't. And to me, I feel like you don't mean to do it. Again, you just kind of get some again more attention, or you're kind of told something, or you kind of get that good job, son, and that could be a general statement. You know what I mean? Like good job, son, and then they don't know your dad ain't around, and you're like father, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you kind of put yourself in that kind of self trap where like you like they don't mean anything by that. You just grow up in a certain environment and lifestyle, and you kind of took it on in yourself. So you have I had a few of those, and I would say that is a con. And I feel like some people may have also feel that way, or in certain senses may have feel some similar in that sense, where they kind of just kind of go looking, what does it say? Looking for someone in the daytime with a flashlight, like
So I have
yeah.
a question. This is a good one to close it out, Christian. If it's almost time, I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
We
Go ahead.
we could do a quick. So you guys mentioned those were weird mentions for fatherly figures, Tom Brady and Derek Jeter. But
Well,
real
because they
quick,
were just like top leaders and athletes, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
so
I'm a child. I'm just looking at people that are
Cut him
like
some
male
break.
that
We
are
didn't know
awesome,
no,
better.
no. So
right? Like,
what I was gonna say. So let's go. Film.
mhm.
Let's just get top 3 film dads real quick. Each one of you. Christian, you go first.
Oh, Big Daddy.
Oh, Big Daddy.
No, not
Really?
Big Daddy. Is it Big Daddy with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, Big
Yeah,
Daddy.
Big Daddy. Yeah, I love that movie. It
Sonny
was something
Comeback.
about how
Yeah.
he wasn't ready to be a father, but then how he transformed to being a father.
Yeah,
And
yeah. You got put in those
that always
situations,
resonated with me because like as a kid, I always wanted, as younger growing up, I always wanted a kid at an early age for some reason. Don't ask why. This is a weird thing, but I always did. And it was like I knew I wasn't ready, but I knew when the time came I would. And it's cool like how he like transitioned and just seeing it. I love Big Daddy.
All right, so that's one. Go.
But your turn, Rex.
No,
So
I said
TV
3,
or
bro.
film or film, just film.
Oh,
No,
I got
just-
named 3. All right, so
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness would probably be my next one. That one was a deep one. And honestly, it's not really a father film, but like I really fucks with it, like The Lion King, bro. When Mufasa died, bro, like I remember as a kid crying, yo.
I had Lion King on repeat. Don't even.
I was heartbroken, and then seeing how he grew up without a father, and like how he was running away from stuff and had to come back, like that really hit home. It really hit home.
Go ahead, Rex.
3 film dads.
I got my 3 ready.
Oh wait, I got one more I didn't even think of.
Go, because I'm
Hold
drawing
on.
blanks.
I just googled it, and I had to see like what film dad movies are out there. This was a great movie. I didn't really resonate to me that much, but
I don't have anything on.
He got game.
Okay, nah. So I'm gonna go me, Furious from Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Uncle Phil. And
that's TV.
A film in general, just film. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you said movies, bro.
You said
no,
film,
okay,
bro.
so
That's like
Uncle
a
Phil.
film and
Not
TV.
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
TV and-
All right, go ahead.
Of course.
So it
First
was
thing first.
Furious.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Yeah,
Yes.
Furious
Uncle Phil for
Uncle
sure
Phil
will be number 1 then if
and-
we're doing that.
and Pops from Friday.
Yes.
Pops from
I would say
Friday.
Pops from Wayne Bros. To be honest, that was my
yeah,
favorite.
yeah. Him.
Even though it's the same
Brothers.
character, you know what I'm saying? But Wayne's Bros. Okay, so for me, it'd be Pops from Wayne's Bros. TJ's dad from Smart Guy.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
forgot about him.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
fire
and-
mention, bro.
And then I have to give an honorable mention to Oscar Proud from Proud Family.
Yeah,
I have to give an honorable mention because he was solid. He was solid.
Shout out to Julius from Everybody Hates Chris.
Yes.
Because I be petty pitching like a motherfucker.
You know who else I liked really, really much? There's 2 of them. One white, one black. Carl Winslow.
Mm-hmm.
That was from Family Matters. He was I love how like he was taking care of his kids and he was really giving like those life lessons. And then believe it or not, Danny Tanner too.
Yeah, bro. Of course.
Danny Tanner has some good stuff in there, and
but now that I'm older,
like
Okay, yeah.
I can't watch Full House with the same like. I've tried to rewatch it and I can't because I know that Bob Saget was a fucking degenerate, so I can't watch it anymore.
Yeah, but he passed now, right?
Yeah.
Dang, rest in peace. Dang.
Or if you want to get real gangster, we could go Tony Soprano, baby. That motherfucker ain't playing no games out here in this shit.
Yeah.
The way he used to yell at his son, like, get your ass out there. Oh, bro.
Nah, AJ was a real degenerate.
Yeah,
man.
he was, bro. But he put AJ through some things. Like, yo, you wanna do this? Let's go. You gonna work? You can come out and work, make your money.
That mafia lifestyle. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that was some good stuff, guys. We went a little bit over time here, but just let us know what you guys think. You guys grew up in a single family house, or if you have both your parents, what were your pros and cons to both? What you guys
tell us your traumatic experiences.
Yeah,
with
we told you about ours.
Yeah.
Some
Do
are.
you have a bad stepmom? Are you also a Cinderella child? Let us know.
Are you emotionally hurt? Were you blanked out your childhood like me?
Yeah. Do you not remember the ages between 6 and 14? Let us know in the comments.
So I remember, but like there's like just certain periods I black out in.
Yeah,
at that
of course.
age.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. Like I don't know. I really try to go back and think about it. It's just so hard. It's so hard. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you guys for listening. Like always, shoot us an email at cutthecrap1@gmail.com, and that's crap with 2 P's, so CUTTHECRAPP1@gmail.com. If you're watching on YouTube, right down below here, go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Give us that thumbs up, hit that bell, and subscribe if you're already not. We really appreciate it. If you listen to this on any of the other podcast formats, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, we appreciate you there as well. Definitely leave us a follow on there as well. But come show us some love on YouTube. We're trying to grow this YouTube family more. So we do appreciate you guys for listening like always. Till next week, you guys have a good one. Peace.